Alright, listen up, make sure you stay tuned to the very end because we're going to give you 2 top tips to help you get back on the road, back on the bike. Oh! Happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me. Yep, it's my birthday. 24 today. The same amount of kilos I've put on in the last month. Oh Ed, oh keyboard warriors, oh Ed, you look so fat. You wait till you see me in a month's time in September. There's probably no better time really than to give you a fitness update right now. I just came up one climb, about 5 minutes in length. I was sticking at 200 watts. I'm gonna go change down. Actually, wait, check this view out. I was doing 200 watts and 150 beats a minute. Usually I'd be at like 110 for that same effort. Obviously I'm still fresh, and for those of you who don't know, freshness is one of the main contributors to having a higher heart rate than usual, but in this case it's not just that. So for the last week, about 10 days, I've been doing club runs, social rides, that kind of thing. Just get me back into it. And today, the 27th, tomorrow I'm supposed to be racing in France, in Brittany. In the Crest Elite, which is I think I'm right in saying it's a 3-day event in Brittany. So I was kind of given that as like a, you know, a viewpoint, like let's focus on it, see if I can get fit again. But that was way too ambitious. Considering today is actually my first training session. And if I did a race right now, especially something of that caliber, well, I'd be outside time limit. There's no question about that. Because basically what I've just done is have an off season in the middle of the season. And it's something that me and Christian, my coach, are talking about. And it's like, neither of us have ever experienced that, you know, having kind of off season during the summer. So coming back from it, it's hard to know A, what to do, as in like how to progress back into training, and B, like how I'm going to respond. Because obviously there's still a bit of the season left and I still want to be competitive at least. What is going on with the traffic lights? Do I go? Do I stop? Do I stop? Go? Stop? Go? Stop? Go? Stop? Go? Stop? Go! 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 Quick! Quick! Okay, so this is what you've all been waiting for. I've just done my first effort, and it was a 10-minute effort. It was supposed to be 12, but I was like really blowing at the end of it. So Sean did the 10. So here's the damage, and like this is just for your knowledge. I mean, I completely get, you know, the progress I'm gonna have to make, the outcome. So I'm not down by this. I'm more motivated by this because I know what kind of an effort I have to do now the next like month to get into really good shape. So here's the damage. That effort for 10 minutes. Now what I could usually do for 10 minutes, which is like 390 at like 59 kilos, and my heart rate would be at like 175, 180. My heart rate there was like 178 average for the 10 minutes. So roughly the same kind of heart rate. My average power was 316, and I'm also this morning 65 kilos. So obviously you got a way to go, but you know that weight will come off no problem. And you know, a lot of what I'm doing right now is down to my freshness and things like that. So you know, it's not really a comparative measure because I haven't really got any fatigue in me, and it's my first section. But I just thought it'd be interesting. So we've got, that's one done. We're going to do another 3, but we're going to do these 3 like up a climb or a long drag. So we're going to use the Carmel climb, which kind of takes us almost back towards home. But I thought I'd do this one on the flat just to get me here because my average speed is pretty low. But yeah, Hundailo is kind of where the climb starts. The Tour Britain will be going through there in 5 weeks time, whatever it is, probably be a really nice spot to watch it actually if you're down this way. Plenty of good cafes and stuff like that. Great cafes and all that, so what else can you ask for? Okay, so hot tip number 1 is don't sweat it. If you're gonna go back into training, know that you're gonna be like that much more, like things are gonna feel that much more hard. Now, if you're going into intervals like I've done today, without knowing like what to expect, first of all, don't set yourself any expectations. I know that sounds like easy to do, but to put it practically, if you use a heart rate monitor, which I hope you do, because if you use a power meter all the time without a heart rate monitor, sometimes you can end up being in the dark. Heart rate monitor can give you some really useful bits of information that a power meter can't. Plus, if you use them together, they give you a lot of information. A lot of stuff you can compare. So, what I'm saying is, if you use a power meter, disregard all of your numbers, because you know you're not going to know what to put out, what to hold. Well, at least on the first interval, anyway. Look at your heart rate. If you know that, like, if you've been running for years and years, you'll know. Like for me, I know if I touch 190, 200, I know I'm going full gas. So set yourself like a limit. So for me, those 10-minute efforts, I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit at 170. If that feels okay, I'm nudging it. I'll nudge it. I'll nudge it. Eventually, I got to 180. On the last one, I got to 190, but that was like emptying the tank stuff. So base your effort off of feel and heart rate. Heart rate can tell you a lot, because heart rate, when you're really, really fresh like I am, will tell you an awful lot about yourself, an awful lot about the effort itself. So use the heart rate monitor to its advantage. Okay, since I'm on the cycle path, I thought it would be ideal to bring up top tip number 2. Now, hear me out on this one, because this is a little bit kind of what you'd probably think is wrong information, but I suppose it depends who you are. Personally, when I've had like a long time off the bike, and you know, don't get me wrong, I love hills, you all know that, but when I come back to riding after a long time off, what I really love to do is to go on flat rides. Hear me out on this one. 1, because I'm average speed. It's good for the head. That's why a lot of people love this average speed thing. Now, obviously, when I get into serious training, I'm not bothered by it. But when I'm starting off, I'm like, oh, that's, you know, quite motivational that I'm managing to actually hold a bit of speed. But what I love to do is to make the use of cycle paths, flat roads. I do my efforts on flat roads, particularly when I'm getting back into it. Just gives me that little bit of motivation to see, oh, a higher average speed, and you're not like slogging up the hills, because when you're a little bit unfit, going up the climbs takes an awful long time. And yes, I know what you're thinking, on your keyboard, welcome to my world, Ed. I know what it feels like now, but it's the harsh truth of reality of fitness, like that video I put out a while back. It's all relative. I'm not I'm not disappointed. I'm more kind of thankful. Flies. I'm not disappointed. I'm more thankful than anything else for the phone call yesterday from Christian. Also, John has been keeping John, my boss, has been keeping up to date, and keeping me in the loop. So I'm really thankful for their kind of their patience, their understanding. And of course you guys for your support and stuff. This channel has been blowing up. 2,000 subscribers, which I had a massive influx a while back. I didn't know what I did right, but I'm hoping that this little series now leading up to kind of the end of the season, oh, it's gone dark, will hopefully provide something more, a little bit more entertainment, and it's going to be something completely different, because I'm in the unknown. and I'm sure like you'll be interested to find out what happens and how well I respond to all this going forward as well. Obviously we got the Tour of Britain, which, you know, between me and you, it's like I'm still gonna do everything I can possibly to get a spot there, like, but I've already said to people, I've said like I'm not gonna be in the same shape as I was like 2 months ago when I was in the form of my life, and you know, anything could have happened, but things happen for a reason. But you know, saying that, I'm like, I'm still super kind of motivated to have a good crack at the next month, training wise, plus racing, you know, the races I can do, and see where we go from there, because hopefully we'll have a really good September. You know, even if I miss the Tour of Britain, I can still do hill climbs and things, which I've already bookmarked a few, but I'm not going to tell you those in case you decide to enter, then you might beat me.